Hello, everyone. In this episode here, I'm gonna go over Mount Gox here, and there was a lot of speculation going on, including me, on what's going on. And I don't know if I mentioned this, but I probably did in my previous episode. But I've been corresponding with support, and they've answered all my questions. Um, you know, and I mean they responded. It's not like 5 minutes later they respond to my questions. It takes some time, but I wrote back to them and said that basically I don't have a problem. I think whatever they're doing, they need to take their time doing it and get it right. And I did appreciate it and thank them for their customer support, despite all the frantic worrying. And if you look at the price action here, there's a lot of scared people. But at the same time, I'm going to tell you something. If all you guys who are complaining about Mt. Gox, if they survive, if they start resuming business as normal, anybody who was not at Mt. Gox during this time, y'all missed out. Um, I've never owned so much bitcoins on Mt. Gox than I do right now at this particular time because of that price. Look at that price! Wow. And it maybe it's not surprising that it went down this far. I mean, that's the low. What is it? 91.50. And so there's something else I wanted to show you. I didn't get a chance to on previous episodes, but I want to show you the volume now. And now look at Mt. Gox's number one again. Number one again. For the wrong reasons, but nonetheless, that's how much people have sold off on their bitcoins. And if you look at, sorry, I'm still recovering from that cold. If you look at the 30-day average here, you'll see that it's trailing down, and that's the price, and it's falling pretty hard. But in any case, look at that price. I mean, that is awesome. And the funny thing is, I barely used any of the money at the exchange. I'm basically getting fractions. I'm using fraction of my U.S. dollars for Bitcoin. I mean, it's amazing. I see orders like, and you know why this is high? Because it's so damn cheap that you could buy like 100 Bitcoins. Before you could only buy 10, right? And so, of course the volume in Bitcoins is going to go up. But if you look at it, it's kind of interesting. The U.S. dollar amount, because of the price difference, here is still 100 million short of a Bitstamp. But the volume in Bitcoins, I mean, this is just going crazy. So, anyways, this is going to be interesting. And let me. The reason I bring it up is, and I've been always talking about Mt. Gox being a leading indicator. If you ask me, if things don't get resolved and there's more of these attacks and other unknown things, if Mt. Gox falls, uh, you're looking at Bitstamp, Bitsy, they're all gonna fall. They're all gonna fall, and they'll probably fall at that price too. They'll probably come back down to this price before they start picking up again. So anybody out there who has Bitcoins or money, or you're involved in any Bitcoin trade, you better start praying and hope to whatever you believe in, that Mt. Gox is not insolvent. Because if it is, um, you're gonna look at these. I mean, these two indices are going to follow that price probably. In some cases, it already has. Like I'll show you like example of Bitsy. Look at that. I don't know if this was a mistake or something that is forecasting something, but look at that. That price went almost damn near went to 100, and now I mean this took a little bit longer, but Mt. Gox is at 100. So if Mt. Gox falls, what do you think is going to happen to Bitsy? Miners and merchants. What do you think is going to happen to Bitsy? Um, I mean, not Bitsy, Bitstamp. You know, it's gonna probably look at $100 to fall. So, anyways, I'll go to chart later. Let's go over some articles. And here's some articles right here. Speculators look to cash in on Bitcoin crisis. And I did write a letter to Mt. Gox asking them if this was okay to do, if it was unusual for me to cash out other Mt. Gox account users. They didn't reply. So I don't know if this is really going on, but it looks like there is, and I might check this out, because according to this, where is it? All right, BitcoinBuilder.com. Apparently there's an exchange here that will allow Mt. Gox account holders to sell their holdings, so they can cash out, because everyone's scared about their insolvency, or whether Mt. Gox is solvent or not. I don't know. It doesn't seem that everything leads. It's something else is going on. Whether it's actual software issue or Bitcoin itself. But in any case, it doesn't matter for me. I'm making trades and gaining on an up and or a down market, whether the price is $1,000 or the price is $100. It doesn't matter to me, because you're either going to get a lot of Bitcoins or you're going to get a little bit of Bitcoins. Even if you put in 10,000, let's say if you put in 10,000, I mean, right now you would get a whole bunch of Bitcoins. But if the price at $1,000 of Bitcoin, you were only getting 10. Right? So it doesn't really matter. The money still remains the same. The amount of Bitcoin increases. So for me, when I see a price drop, man, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I only spent a couple $100 and I got you know a couple 2 or 3 Bitcoins. Wow. Before, if I spent a couple $100, I'd get like a fractional Satoshi or something, or not really a Satoshi, but a fractional amount of Bitcoin. So it's kind of weird. It's when you trade in Bitcoin and you start realizing things, the world seems upside down. What's right side up is upside down, and what's upside down is right side up. Left is right, right is left. I mean, it just gets weird. So anyways, I just want to share that, and just documenting it on this video blog here. And here's another. Oh, what the hell is this? Okay, this is the website. Here you go. Bitcoin Builder. I haven't really checked it out, but man, if they're look, they're even selling. Look at that. Open orders. Asked to sell Gox Bitcoin. And look at, I don't know how this is working out, but look at these prices. I mean, it's worth checking out. I mean, here's the thing. It's so darn cheap that even if they went out, I mean, the chance of them surviving is like, pretty good in my opinion. But if they don't, I mean, what do you got to lose? You would have lost it anyway, right? And this brings me to this other article here from Wired. Bitcoin exchange prices plummet as investors brace for bankruptcy. And this talks a little bit more in detail. I think this particular article. I'll show you who wrote it. There it goes. This particular article, this date, that time, and by Wired, goes into a little bit more detail, more interviews, and it's very interesting. A lot of people don't think they're insolvent. Looks like they're still working on software issues. The whole scenario is that a lot of people, investors, think that maybe having legal tender, if for any reason bankruptcy is going on here, that they would have they would be the first in line, or in front of Bitcoin investors. People who were holding on cash, cashing out at the exchange in electronic cash, would have priority over people who had claim to a electronic Bitcoin at the exchange. So I guess that makes sense. it is legal tender backed by a government and all that stuff. But if they go bankrupt, I mean, you're not going to get your money. I mean, that's for damn sure. But in my opinion, I mean, I know they got the bitcoins because you all sold off your bitcoins, right? So I know they got the bitcoins. And if you ask me, like, man, it probably didn't cost this guy anything to acquire Bitcoin. So, uh, as far as cash, psh, you'll never see the cash. They would have to liquidate any assets, possibly, and the assets would be Bitcoin. So if I was given a choice, money or Bitcoin, uh, at what price? I mean, whatever this price is for the amount of money I had or have right now, I would say, you know what? I'll cut a deal with you right now. Just give me the Bitcoins. Give me the Bitcoins. We'll call it even, and I will literally sell my Bitcoins on the real world markets around the world, and I'd make a killing. I'd make a 3, 4, 500%, 500, or maybe, I mean, wow, if the price goes back up after that, because everyone will be relieved or going to another exchange or whatever. Um, Man, it may even go up to uh, 50 times the value. Um, that's good. That's good for me. To be long in Bitcoin, I don't see how you can't lose being long in Bitcoin. If you know how to trade it. You will lose if you just hold on to Bitcoin. Like for example, if you bought here and you're still holding on to that Bitcoin, um, you probably are losing. When I say you can't lose with Bitcoin, I mean you can't lose trading Bitcoin, in my opinion. Um, up market, down market, sideways market, down market, um, possible bankruptcy. I mean, if you really if you really want the Bitcoins, for me, in my case, in my scenario, I'm always in a better position. I don't know why. Maybe it's just a perspective. So I want to share that with you, and then let's go over some graphs now. So I had to pull back, really look back, because the prices are falling. Looks like they're collapsing here, but I'm trying to pull back to get some sense of perspective here. And so what you're seeing happening at Mt. Gox is what you're basically seeing happening over at Bitstamp. All right, kind of scary, right? And then I think Bitsy just really tells it all. I mean, this just, for the most part, Bitsy has become my technical chart de facto, you know, go-to chart. And this makes a lot of sense, and it actually gave me an indication of what might happen, because this big drop, I mean, it's kind of weird. Maybe it was an accident, but the way it happened, I mean, Mt. Gox hit 100. This Bitsy hit 100. I guess those are the two things that these exchanges have in common. Um, so, and you're starting to see the same kind of scenario happening at Mt. Gox, and I'm still kind of saying, and I'll still say it. I mean, Mt. Gox seems to be a leading indicator of price action. And so if they don't make it, okay, if Mt. Gox goes insolvent, this is what you're looking at. You're looking at this for Bitstamp. And some degree, Bitsy, this is Bitsy, to some degree, Bitsy has already shown that it could go this far down too, right? This weird spike, it's already shown that. And then there's Bitstamp. So Bitstamp, people who are trading on Bitstamp, be wary, because I know Bitcoin's independent of any exchange, but at the same time, everyone's looking at Mt. Gox, and that's going to affect their confidence in Bitcoin in general. Probably they may start panic sell off. So either way, for me, I mean, it works. I'm still going to be trade. You gotta trade Bitcoin, not trade U.S. dollars for Bitcoin, but you gotta learn how to trade Bitcoin for U.S. dollars. All right. If you haven't gotten it yet, go to my go to Bitcoin Trade 01 and follow it all the way up till now, and you know, just try to get the most from it. I mean, it's you know, I made this to kind of share my experience, but at the same time, for you all to benefit from my experience, so you don't have to go through maybe some of the same mistakes. All right. So I'm gonna keep this one short. I'm gonna end this off on Mt. Gox chart because man, look at that price. Look at that price. Oh man, if it drops any more, I'm gonna buy some more. Um, you know, maybe I'll do half and half, like half in Bitcoin value and half in US dollar value. Just you know, if I ever get a claim for any money back, if they go insolvent, I can get at least half of my money back, hopefully. Or maybe they say, well, you know, how about we give you a portion of cash and the rest in Bitcoin? I'll be like, yeah, because I know I can cash that out and make money right away. So, anyways, this concludes this episode here. I hope you all enjoy it, and feel free to comment, like, dislike, or even leave a video response. Until then, stay tuned. Bye now.